Good afternoon, Floss Tube. It's Julie at Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Thursday, the 26th of March, and I am back for the Chart of the Day number 4 video. Yesterday's chart was a sampler from the Fox and Rabbit Designs, and the question I asked after I showed the chart was, are you afraid of clowns? And it seems like people aren't necessarily afraid of clowns, they just don't care for them. They find them creepy. No particular reason for most people, it seemed, but hiding behind a mask seemed to be one of the reasons, which I found interesting. But I'm glad that people aren't necessarily afraid and just find them slightly creepy. So thank you for answering the question of the day, and also thank you for enjoying the videos. I had quite a few people say they're enjoying the video of the day with the chart. In fact, I just had a gal call to let me know, why does she do that when I start this? She has been quiet all day quiet. As soon as I start talking, she starts barking. Anyway, I just had a call from a gal who wanted to let me know that she's enjoying the videos, and she doesn't leave comments on FlossTube, but she wanted me to know she's enjoying it, which, thank you very much. I'm glad you all are enjoying it. Nothing new to report here. The little gal from the tattoo parlor next door stopped by yesterday to say goodbye to Remy, because she's in love with Remy, so she stopped in every once in a while just to pet her, and so she knew she wasn't going to be around for a while. So she stopped in to say goodbye, but other than that, I did not see a soul yesterday, and so far today I haven't seen anyone either. So we may be getting to the point where I may cut the hours that I'm here. So far I'm still busy all day long, but we may be getting to that point where it doesn't make sense to keep the lights on and the heat up just to have me sit here and do nothing. So I may have to be thinking about that. Dan's doing well. He's still working at his normal office, stuck back in the corner by himself. And Abby is doing fine. Reese is okay. She's been a little fussy the last couple days, but otherwise fine. Addie and Emma were over to the house last night, not in the house. We sat out on the deck, and Adam and I kept our 6 feet of social distancing, and Dan and the 2 girls ran around the backyard and played, this won't be a surprise to you, played dragon. Dan was the dragon, and he was chasing the little girls around, and the little girl behind us was kind of watching him with these big, huge, scared eyes on her. He said he thought about making a dragon-y noise at her, but figured that the parents wouldn't appreciate us scaring their child, so he refrained, which I think was a pretty good choice. Anyway, they just were over for about 45 minutes, and it wasn't all that warm out, so I was kind of happy when they left so I could go in the house. But they're doing fine. Marcia needed a little alone time, which is why they decided to come over. Hang on a minute. And we're back. I took her outside and gave them both a treat, so let's get this done so that they don't start whining again. Gave you the life update, so I think we're ready to move on to the chart of the day, which today comes to us from Luminous Fiber Arts. Misty Purcell is the designer's name, and it is the Savor Every Stitch pillow. which I think is a very good sentiment. And she writes on the back that she, on one of her Floss Tube videos, she'd asked how many works in progress people had, and she received a variety of responses, but the one she heard most often and that resonated most with her was that the number did not matter. What was important was to enjoy the process. And that was her inspiration for this design. And I wholeheartedly agree. I think sometimes we tend to focus on I need to finish, I need to finish, I need to finish, and we don't necessarily enjoy the journey along the way, which is sad. And I think we all can use the reminder that this is supposed to be fun. It's not a race. So enjoy it. Enjoy the process. If you never get it done, who cares? It's not going to cause World War III if it doesn't happen. So just enjoy the process. Misty calls for a combination of DMC and overdyed flosses, which I happen to have right here. And her fabric of choice was Dapple from Picture This Plus, which I have a little bit right here. I think she called for 40 count. Yes, 40 count. It's looking a little more blue on the screen than what it is in real life. It's actually more of a gray-green. I don't know what it looks like on your screen. But now I will say that bright colors are not my jam. I like more muted colors. I love the design, but I thought, well, perhaps I could mute those colors down a little bit. And so I did a little playing last night and came up with a color palette that I think I would enjoy. Not that there's anything wrong with her color palette, just that it's the same way with, Tiny Modernist. I think her designs are adorable. I just don't care for bright colors. To each his own, I guess. So I decided I would like Fawn, Vintage Fawn from Lakeside Linens. This happens to be a 46 count. And I just dumbed the colors down a little bit. Oh, by the way, this color, Pea Coat, is also part of Misty's color palette. And I didn't change that one when I picked colors. So there's my color palette. It's a little more subtle than let's see, can you see together? Just a little softer, a little less bright. How's that? But either way, I think it's an adorable chart, which just went flying across the room because I knocked it off the counter. And I think a good lesson for everybody, just savor the stitch. And with that being said, today's question of the day is, are you a sweet or a savory person? And I had to look up the meaning. I thought I knew what savor meant, but I wanted to be 100% sure before I put it out there into Flossland, or Floss Tube Land. So I looked up the meaning of savory, this morning, and it was pretty much what I thought. It's kind of any food that's not sweet, is kind of the general rule of thumb. So, do you like your sweets or do you like your savories? Or both? When I stopped to actually think about it, I was like, definitely savory. And then I got to thinking about that salted caramel pretzel milkshake that Steak and Shake used to have and doesn't anymore. And I would pretty much pick that over a bag of potato chips any day. But they don't make it anymore, so... And I haven't found any shake that I like as much. So at this point, I'd probably pick the bag of potato chips over a milkshake. But I think it would depend on what the choices were for me. Cake with awesome frosting on it, I might choose over dip and chip. But I'd probably pick dip and chip over pie because I'm not a real big pie person. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what your thoughts are and see how many of us lean more toward the sweet, how many lean more towards the savory, and how many fall in the middle like me. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I got a lot to do yet today, so you take care until tomorrow and keep on stitching. Bye-bye.